coach had last night, a discussion of these guys in bodybuilding who are constantly, their goal is like, they're top level dudes. They're crazy muscular, like been dominant in the sport, and they obviously have like, a lot of guys have like overdeveloped or over dominant body parts. Like you'll see these guys who have massive legs, they have a small upper body. You see guys with huge upper bodies and twig legs, you know what I mean? Like even in the pro ranks of bodybuilding, and you'll see it in everyday life, but it's like, if you're a pro and you're trying to elicit the best physique, the last thing you want to do is have one area of your body be more dominant than another. The idea is to develop the whole frame of the body, and there's a couple of guys who are like higher level guys right now who are having this issue where they have a lacking body part. It's not even lacking, because let's say the legs are great, they're just not as great as the upper body. But you see that the upper body is so good, they want to keep getting it even better. So they push, and they train the legs better, so they think, but then they don't see that like the natural propensity for the body is to just grow up top. It doesn't grow as fast on the bottom, right? If I have an issue, say my legs are too big for my frame, like they're just done, like they're developed, they don't need it anymore, they're fucking great. My upper body's really lacking. It would be my suggestion, and I think more people should do it, that you should literally stop training your legs. Or maybe like give them like a pump once a week. Like I'm talking like minimal, like 4 sets of leg extensions, some leg curls, and maybe like a machine press of some kind, like just to get blood in there, just to keep the muscles alive and awake. But like focus your energy on the weaknesses for an entire off season. Like understand that you're not gonna lose your legs. They will not disappear. You're on too much food, you're on too much drug, and you're young. So it's not like the muscle's gonna waste away. Do you know what I mean? So they come back year after year, and the same knock is on them. Like, yeah, well, he looks great, but those legs still look undersized. They're just not there yet, but like his upper body's way bigger. It's like, yeah, because he did the same shit he does every year. Because you're so afraid to lose size, which is like we've said, it's not really possible. And if it is possible, it might be helpful for you in the sense that, say the upper body doesn't come up as much as we want, but it comes up, and those legs come down a tiny bit. Now we've evened out that overall view. Now we have a complete physique, right? And you can start working off things like that. But it blows my mind in bodybuilding we're such impressionable guys, and it's such a mind fuck of a sport that they can't commit to this idea that like, I need to not do stuff to get better. If my arms are fucking 24 inches, they're even better if they're 26. Even if it throws off the look of my whole body, I look like a fucking crazy person. Like, I look like my arms are like Hulk arms, and my torso is like a 12-year-old, you know what I mean? Say someone playing basketball had a horrible jump shot. They would spend that whole off season like shooting like fucking 1,000 jumpers a day with a shooting coach. Like just jumpers. They wouldn't like be working on their handling skills. They wouldn't be working on this, that. They'd be just like jumper after jumper after jumper here, jumper. But bodybuilders are like, no man, everything all at once. Like everything can be better. My dunking can be better. It's like, we already know you know how to dunk, dude. Like, it's like, but then you'll run into a guy who's got everything, and you'll be like, oh, what the fuck? Why did he beat me? It's like, yeah, because he's better than you.
What age did you start working out at, and how did you get consistent?
I started lifting weights in like 9th grade, because we had I used to go to a school in Toronto called Danforth Tech, and they had a weight room there. So I would go there at lunch, and I didn't know what I was doing. I remember I pulled like 3 muscles. I hurt my back really bad one time with like deadlifting or something. I didn't know what I was doing. So I started like lifting weights at that time. To say I knew what I was doing was not the case. I was just looking at bodybuilding magazines and like taking creatine and being like, oh, this is fucking, I'm gonna get huge, because I was playing rugby. So I wanted to be like bigger and fucking scarier and stronger for rugby. I did not want to be a bodybuilder. So my last semester in college, I played football on scholarship. So when I was done football, I needed to like transition to something. And I was deep into bodybuilding culture when I was playing football, because I'd like read Flex magazine and all this shit. So I was like, I wanted to look like a bodybuilder, but I was playing sports and I ate like a fat ass, so there was no way I was doing that. So I was like 275 when I graduated college. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna like bodybuild. I just wanted to eat like a bodybuilder and train like a bodybuilder and see what that was like. And the guy I went to for help was a natural guy who was like a jack bodybuilder at the school. And he's like, just do a show. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. And he's like, well, there's no better way to like figure out if you like it or not, just do a show. And I'm like, So he put me on this like ridiculous diet where like a guy I was 275, I was eating like 2,500 calories a day to start. Midway through the prep, I was down to like 250. My friend Joe, he ended up taking me over as my trainer. He's like, don't lose any more weight than this. He's like, you're good. And I was like, oh, this guy's got me. He's like, okay, well, just do what he says, like, because I don't want to interfere. He's like, but I'm telling you, right now is where you should stay. Like, you don't need to go any lower. And then I ended up going on stage at like 225. So I lost like 50 pounds in 4 months. And I went on stage and I looked like I look like Derek Zoolander when he comes out of the mines. He's like, my tan was way too dark. And like, I had panned my face. I didn't know you're supposed to. Like, you're supposed to like kind of like dust your face so it like kind of blends with your body. But I just did my face full dark. So I look like I was in fucking blackface for fuck's sakes. Like, oh yeah. But it's just like, so it was just like white teeth and eyes, and I was just like, and he's like in like bright blue posing trunks. And I was like posing, nothing is happening though. So I couldn't feel my body. Like I had no life in my body. I was just like, one of my meals, I remember I had peanut butter. I had like a tablespoon of peanut butter, and I would dab it into my rice, and then I would lick the rice off with the peanut butter. And I'd just keep dabbing it the whole time.
What's your favorite go-to post-workout meal?
Whatever the fuck I feel like. No, for anyone else there, I mean, most guys know this, you don't need to tell people this, like getting in some carbs right after you train, getting in protein as quick as possible. It's not like you need to fucking finish your last set and start chugging a fucking drink, but you know what I mean, within a reasonable time frame, try and get those things in to blunt catabolism and have that muscle building start to happen. But I mean, it's not like a make or break type thing, right? As long as you're getting your calories in over the day and your food in over the day, you're gonna be good. It's not a make or break situation if you're missing those meals after or not having like a pre-workout, post-workout shake. It's just like, is it helping to like maybe a percentage? Sure. But is the percentage like, are we talking like 20%? No, we're probably talking like 2%. Just don't get too carried away. Like I'm drinking a fucking Gatorade. You don't need to buy all these like expensive carb powders and all this shit and spend $80 on a tub of like ground up rice and fucking potatoes that's got flavoring in it. Like, yeah, it digests faster. So does dextrose. And so it's like, okay, cool. So does that. It's sugar. Like, sugar, dude. Like how fast it digests, I'm sure that the rate is like minimal difference, right? That's another thing too, is like people know this, but they still do it. Like you taking your pre-workout into your mouth and then chugging water is useless. Like it's literally, your pre-work's gonna hit you, but it's not gonna have any effect for like 20, 30 minutes. So you're gonna be like halfway through your workout and then you're like, oh, now I'm jacked up. It's like, and then you're choking on powder. It's like, just put it in like 8 ounces of water and swish it up and fucking drink it on your way to the gym. You don't need to like do this whole thing in the gym like I'm getting ready for my workout. It's like, I'd be more impressed if I saw someone blow a line of it. That'd be cool, but why do you want to bring so much shit to the gym? They bring these backpacks and they walk around, but most guys bring like these fucking massive backpacks and they have like everything in there. Like there's a fucking portable blender, there's a fucking pre-workout, there's like 3 meals, a fucking weight belt. Like, leave that shit at home, dude. I mean, if you're going out the rest of the day, cool, but like you can also like put a cooler in your car and just leave it in there and have it cool. I'm carrying around dirty ass, old ass meals.
A picnic in the middle of the workout, eh?
Yeah, it's like you're carrying warm ass meals around in a fucking bag all day. Like, it's fucking rough, dude. Like,
You think it's better to have a meal before the workout or after?
it depends on the person, right? Like some people can't train with food in their stomach. They don't like the way it makes them feel. It makes them kind of vomity or nauseous, especially if they're doing like kind of like more intense style workouts, maybe legs especially. But just gauge it by how you feel. I mean, you'll know if you have a meal close to working out, you're like, fuck, I still feel like this shit's sloshing around inside me. I mean, if I end up working out later in the day, I've had some food, but I try not to eat and then immediately work out. I'll at least give myself a half hour to digest or like settle down my stomach. But if I have to train, I'll train whenever I need to, right? People get really caught up on their meal timing and their meal frequency. And it's just like, just get the shit into you. Yeah. And it honestly comes down to like our protein saturation and being able to like, our body doesn't store protein. So it's like, you're constantly having to replenish this protein gas tank. We're trying to constantly refill that tank all the time. That's why we're spacing out meals the way we're spacing them. But if you end up going an hour or two past or an hour before, an hour early, it's not like Your body's gonna be like, nope, I'm not taking this in. We said no right now. Like a fucking bouncer at the door of a club. Like,
some trainers are saying that masturbation affects workout performance.
oh, I just jerked off 2 minutes ago, I'm fine. That's gonna be like a personal preference thing, guys. If you bust a load and you got no motivation to do anything after, probably wait till you're done working out, you know what I mean? But in terms of your it affecting performance on like a hormonal level or something, I don't think that that's the case. I'd be wanting to see the research on that. I mean, like if you're like most guys out there, and we can all admit to it, if we've gotten our rocks off, we're just kind of like, I'm just gonna lay here now. I'm not gonna do much. It's not like you fucking blow a load and you're like, oh my God, let's go do shit. Like, especially the bigger you are, bigger guys just like, you might as well just fucking tuck him in and put him to bed right then. Like, fucking, I'm done.
What are your thoughts on exercising alone or with people? Do you prefer alone or with a partner?
I hate working out with people, so I don't. The only people I ever worked out with, one of them lives in Rhode Island, who was originally a guy who trained me, my buddy Joe. And the 2 other guys I've ever trained with before are both deceased now, so I will never have another workout partner. Out of respect for those guys and because I don't like anybody. I mean, it's also, I move at a different pace than most people, and my goal in here is not like everybody else's who I could probably train with. Like, I'm not trying to spend an hour doing my chest. I don't have any need to do that anymore. Like, I can do 30 minutes and be good. Like, so it's like my needs and my desires are a lot different, and my limitations, especially from injuries I've had, like recovering from my shoulder replacement and my hip replacement, I'm just like, I'm not doing what people are doing, right? So it'd be a waste of time for them more than me. It's not like I'm better than them. It'd be like a waste of time for them, because just wouldn't be doing a lot of work. We just like get that little work done and get the fuck out of the gym.
So to the top of the boxing, what do you think about Mike Tyson coming back?
I just saw this picture today of him, like, I guess these promo shots they're taking for the fight, and he's wearing like, I don't even think I have it up. I think I have it on my story. Look how big those are. Those are those are like something you see in a cartoon.
When your little brothers are fighting.
No, those are like 30, those are like 25, like, they look like 30-ounce gloves. I just think it's honestly gonna be a glorified sparring match. There's a lot of weird shit going on behind the scenes. I'm sure there's no knockout clauses, no fucking headshot clauses or some shit. I can go to the gym tonight and watch people spar. If you're gonna fight someone, really fight them. Like, I don't understand this whole like mentality of how things are nowadays. Everything's a spectacle. And everyone's just like hoping that it's not a spectacle, but we all know it's gonna be. Like, we all know, we're all, at the end of this fight, we're like, the fuck? I think it's great for the sport of boxing because they're bringing a lot of eyes to boxing. You see all these people wanting to like fight, and boxing seems to be the default, because you can get proficient in striking enough to make it look like you know what you're doing in boxing, because you only have to learn one skill, which is use your hands, right? You don't see guys like challenging fucking John Jones to a fucking MMA fight, a YouTuber. Like, you're gonna get fucking demolished. You're gonna kick your kneecap off, and you know what I mean? Like, you saw it with like Sean Strickland beating the shit out of that Sneakio kid, or whatever the fuck his name is. Like, why would you get in the octagon with that guy? I'm not saying you should have kept beating on him if he wants to beat. Like, the guy decided to come in. If you want to fucking get in, then don't fucking bitch out and turn your back and all this stuff. He's gonna keep hitting you. Like, anybody else would too. But like, you're the one who got in there. Like, and if you wanted to be like, oh, it's just da-da-da-da, find another guy to do it with. It's like, it's almost like borderline disrespectful to like even think that you belong in the same arena as that person. To have the honor of walking in there and sparring that guy, you'd have to be an elite level guy. And he's like, you're walking in like, oh, it's just nothing. I get to fuck around with this guy. He's like, no, he slapped you. Like, Mike Tyson, like, is, even at the age he's at, which is, age is whatever, like, it'll slow him down, it'll, whatever it might do for him, right? But like, he's still got years of experience and movement and head movement and like ability to like fight IQ, that like, to think that you can even land a shot on him, like, you can land a jab, anybody can, but like, to think you're gonna have anything of meaning happen if it's a real fight, like, I'm talking like you just like did something horrible to him and he's fighting you in the street and you guys are meeting up and it's this like very intense thing. He's beating the shit out of you. Yeah, of course the fucking random YouTube guy is gonna knock him out, but fucking like Oscar De La Hoya didn't, right? Like, it's just like this society we live in is full of like this false hope and delusion. I think I want to learn how to box and knock people out. It's like, Go knock out drunk guys at the bar. Don't who don't know that you're even trying to fight them. You know what I mean? If you see a guy with cauliflower ears, you guys out there, walk away.
Yeah,
If he's got a problem with you, just walk, say sorry and walk away.